Welcome back to the Exit Row, special edition, from what I'm just told, special edition, episode 41. Now, you might notice something a little different. One, we're on location in
Atlanta, Georgia.
Boom, perfect. And also, we have three special guests with us. We're going to go left to right, my left to right. So first we've got...
I'm Jeb Brooks from greenergrass.com.
Yes, that's it. And then we've got...
I'm Noel Philips, home of the Lou Review.
And Josh Cahill, the former king of the Lou Reviews.
Former king, aforementioned. So perfect. So we are actually all kind of came together. This isn't out of a miracle. Well, kind of, maybe a little bit, but because of AvCon is happening as of this weekend. In fact, as of tomorrow, as of this recording. Let's see. So we kind of want to talk to you a little bit. So obviously, first off, we just want to appreciate that you guys are taking the time. In fact, I kind of am going to be under the assumption that you three have not done a podcast together. You three specifically. In fact, is this
the first time I'm?
Can we go ahead and just confirm that?
I think our only connection is Noel, who knows both of us. But this is the first time Josh and I have ever seen each other in 3 dimensions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can I touch you? Is it real?
Is it real? Oh, he's real.
Yes.
Oh my god! I thought you live on YouTube.
Yes.
Inside YouTube only.
It's a moment.
Yeah. Wow.
We were talking about that on the way here, not only to get you guys in one room, but the fact that you guys are together probably anytime, at any point in time, right? But Noel, we wanted to talk to you specifically, AvCon, the idea, why this is happening, and it because you're kind of the brains behind the operation, or like the idea.
My wife is the brains.
Shout out to the wife. That's my bad.
To Rachel.
This is why I'm asking the questions. But you want to talk about like why this is happening this weekend, and just to talk about it.
So the story behind AvCon goes back quite some way. The difficulty is, as you just quite rightly mentioned, getting all of us guys in one room at the same time is pretty much impossible. We're constantly on planes and traveling and everything like that. So to get us all in one room has been really difficult. And I said to my wife, wouldn't it be cool if we could get an event where we could all come together and people could come and meet their favourite YouTubers, and not just one, but all of them in one place. It would give them a reason to come. And she's been working on this now for well over a year, this whole concept of getting everybody together. We reached out to our friends at the Delta Flight Museum who have given us the space, not given us, but we've got the space tomorrow there to be able to have everybody come together. And it's been a lot of hard work on her part, mainly. We've managed to get some amazing people like Jeb and Josh and many others, you guys as well, to come together and offer their time to come and meet the fans and have a bit of fun and raise a bit of money for charity as well, because we're doing a chunk of this is going for the American Cancer Society as well.
Okay, I was just going to say, you mentioned charity, and I was going to...
guys as well, yeah.
Do we know how many content creators, or generally speaking, are going to be there?
I think in total there's about 15 content creators, big and small. We've got the bigger guys, and there's quite a lot of smaller guys as well growing their presence on YouTube. And for them to be able to come and meet people bigger than them, but also to be able to mingle with each other and hopefully get some good stuff going with collabs and things like that.
Perfect. Well, I mean, again, we want to thank you for inviting us and even just getting together, and I think tomorrow's going to be awesome. You said there's going to be panels, people are going to be speaking, correct? There's going to be panels throughout the day, which might feature some people you're seeing right now, But by the time you're probably hearing this, it's probably already happened, so it's not going to matter. But
Absolutely. We've got panels, we've got meet and greets, we've got events for the charity, we've got there's a little marketplace with people selling aviation stuff.
I was going to say there's going to be things to buy,
Yeah, things to buy there as well, and also just a chance for people just to come together and just to meet, make connections and have a bit of fun.
It's about networking, right?
Yes,
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's just jump into some questions. I think I'm going to turn to co-host Paige Larson, right? Yeah. You want to start off with maybe a couple questions with the guys?
Sure will. All right, guys. my signature line there. My first question for you guys: are you a full-time YouTuber / traveler?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yes. I think we all started around the same time, isn't it? Like 2018, January, I became a full-time, I was doing it as a hobby, accidentally turned into a job. But yeah, it's been 8 years now? 8 years almost, isn't it? Long time, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You go first.
Same for me, full-time for several years now. I started about the same time as these guys. And full-time for both Suzanne, my wife, and me.
Awesome.
I decided in my infinite wisdom to go full time about 6 months into 2019, which was great as a travel creator. Just starting a full time travel vlog just before COVID hit was
I was about to say I know what timeline is about to approach us there.
I went full time in 2019, and
awesome.
I've been making videos for a few years before that, but really decided to lock down into the whole this sort of video I make now about 2019, and
awesome.
Crazy. It's been 7 years now. It flies by.
It really does. I mean, I think of 2019. I'm like, that was not 7 years ago, and it was, which is crazy. So this is kind of a two-part question. What is your usual travel attire? And there was a recent debate with Ryanair telling people not to wear jeans on a plane. Is wearing jeans, shorts, or pajamas okay in your viewpoint?
I always get told off in my comments, why do you travel in business class wearing shorts? But I've seen people board planes in pajamas and such. So I think times are changing a little bit. Back in the days, you were wearing a nice outfit, a tie, whatever. But I think it's just all about being comfortable nowadays, isn't it? I don't know, Jeb always wears the same outfit. I hope you're comfortable. I've never seen him wear anything else, but I think that's whatever's most comfortable.
Shirt off, there's just another one underneath.
An infinite amount,
It's actually tattooed, just in case.
No, that's what people recognize you, right? That's your brand. That's who you are, right?
100%. It's less likely that somebody stops me if I'm not wearing one of these shirts. But I do have a lot of them, and they are super practical for travel.
Can we buy them tomorrow at the AvCon?
I should have licensed it.
Yes.
You should have.
There we go.
Thank you for that idea.
The Jeb Brooks travel attire.
The other idea, I said I recommended Jeb to run for office so I can review Air Force One once he becomes president.
Yep.
And now I recommend him to brand his own shirts and he can sell them at the AvCon. If you need someone, I can be your
business
PR
advisor.
Yeah, the
Sounds like
spokesperson. I can do the press conferences at the White House.
He'll be part of the cabinet.
Exactly. Sounds like you need some commission for all these ideas.
I do it all for free.
I'm like Josh. I get so many people complaining about the way I dress when I fly, especially if I fly in business class or something, because I just wear my joggers and a hoodie. That's my.
Me too. Comfortable, especially on long haul flights.
Right.
Jeans just aren't comfortable.
It's usually the people that don't fly that often, I guess, in business class, and they still have the idea that you have to wear a suit. And apparently, some lounges have dress codes. Is that true? I heard Qantas first class lounge in Sydney. You don't come
literally talking about this over lunch today. I'd actually lean more towards, if you had to have it one way or the other, I'd lean more towards dressing up than dressing down. If you had to have it one way or the other, I'd be more towards dressing towards the 9. And back when flying was actually classy and should be, right? Acting like you didn't pay $300 for a ticket and coming in looking like you just woke up.
Yeah.
I
No, definitely.
think an underappreciated aspect to this, especially when it comes to long haul flying, is temperature.
Yeah.
You don't know if the cabin's going to run hot or cold, and so to be able to be flexible there, I think, is important. It is funny. I thought it's nice to hear that others get comments about the way they dress in their videos. That's nice to hear.
I have a follow-up question. Do you dress up ready for the destination, or let's say you leave New York in winter and you fly to South Africa where it's 30 degrees? Are you get destination ready, or are you dressed for the current temperature in New York?
See, this is the benefit of this shirt. So you work at any temperature. You just roll up the sleeves, roll down the sleeves. You're ready to go. I'm always wearing the same thing. It doesn't matter.
That's I think that's the lesson that we learned now today is just wear the same outfit every day.
Just every single day.
Every single day, and you'll be okay.
100 different versions.
And you won't get questioned. You can just say, "I just only have that one outfit."
So we kind of I don't know if you had another question on attire. Are you good on attire? We good?
I think I'm good.
Kind of the Peter Griffin look, just the same look every single day, or the Jeb Brooks now, I guess, is what we're gonna go with. So we kind of talked about it over here, which I actually thought this would be a great thing to talk about since we're all av geeks. This is an aviation podcast, but talk about how we all got here today, or at least to this point. So now you came not on a plane. You want to talk about? I mean, you can make it short and sweet, but I thought it'd be fun to see how we all got here.
Am I allowed to talk about trains on this podcast?
Absolutely not.
Yes.
No.
Transportation.
Oh, yep,
Okay.
sure. No, you're good.
I mean, a shout out to the train spotter community. I know there's a
The
big
demographics bleed together.
train lovers as well. So if you're a train lover, don't switch off now. Like, just stay with us. We love you. I tried the Amtrak train and it was good fun. More like I wanted to try something new, and then the whole TSA issues. I was waiting in line 4 hours like 2 weeks ago in JFK, and I was like,
What was the route?
I just take the train, and it's a new experience. I saw those two guys traveling on the Amtrak all the time. They said it's amazing. So yeah, it was an adventure. It was great. I loved that. It was something else, and I would definitely do it again.
I'm excited to see that review.
Yeah, me too.
Noel, how did you arrive here
Well,
to
I
Atlanta?
cheated. I just took a flight from Houston, just United.
That's fine.
I say I cheated
I'm
because
so boring.
my wife had to drive for 2.5 days towing a trailer from Houston to Atlanta because she.
I saw that on your Instagram story, and then I saw on your flighty you had a flight, and I'm like, hold up.
Yeah, I cheated. I stayed at home and then just had a lie-in and then just flew out last night with the kids. So I got it nice and easy.
Shout out to the wife. Shout out to the
Shout
wife.
out to Rachel. Yeah, I don't
Shout
know.
out to Rachel. Yeah.
Rachel for the win. We flew in on American, so this is 3 people in a row in Atlanta who did not arrive with Delta. But I think you're going to
That's
break
where
the
we
streak.
come in, my man. That's where we come in. Weirdly, that's where I come in. That's for sure. I do not fly Delta. I'm the most commoner of this whole table right here. But we all came from Omaha. I flew in this morning on a 717, and Paige, you and Adama came in last night, also via the 717. We've literally got a shuttle service out of Omaha. It feels like maybe almost
Like 4 or 5
every
a day, I think.
every 3 hours there's a 717 heading north, heading
Don't
south.
make it sound so casual that you flew in a 717, because we
Glad it
don't
came
have
across
them
like that.
anywhere
I'm
anymore.
glad it came across like that.
It's pretty special. It's a rare plane. It's not.
It really
You can't fly in it in Europe anymore. Anywhere else, right? Only in the
Who
US.
flew it in Europe? What is it? It was
A Voltaire.
That's
yeah,
right.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Hawaiian has some, and they're phasing
Oh right,
out.
yeah. But this is the only country that still has them. Like,
Yeah.
so it's a
Yeah.
kind of dream for many.
Yeah, I actually flew the 7-1 simulator here in Atlanta last year at Airliners. So, and that was awesome. That is a fly-by-wire aircraft. So, yeah.
But I'm flying from Houston, so Noel and I will be going on a road trip after this, and then from Houston back to Atlanta. I specifically made sure that I'll be flying on the 717, and I'm excited about it.
Got
My
to.
first time, yes.
It takes off like a rocket. That takeoff is unlike anything else. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite planes to fly because of that.
It's crazy when you first rotate on a 717 and you just like either look back from the front or look forward from the back, and it's just like, you feel like the angle that it climbs out is crazy.
It just makes me miss, obviously, the MD-80s, the MD-90s, because that's what I grew up. Those are my first memories of flying, is in between Omaha and Dallas on the MD-90. So it always makes me think of those guys, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And Noel, recently you traveled to Kyrgyzstan just to fly an MD Mad Dog, right?
Years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. I remember those fondly.
It was next to the engine and you can't see a thing out of it.
Oh,
Yes, yes, you got to be careful of that.
it's like when you get the window seat, but it's a wall.
Yeah.
No window.
But the annoying thing is you have the window, but you still can't see anything.
It's
'cause
that
there's an
classic
engine
seat
there.
on the MD-90 where it's all engine cowling.
Exactly.
It's all engine cowling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's annoying.
Question, maybe?
Yeah. So, if you were only traveling with a carry-on bag, what one thing must you have for each flight?
Ooh.
Don't look at me. I check my
A camera to make sure I can film it.
There you go. That, yeah.
Only correct answer.
No, I mean, aside from that, I would say some means of passing the time, whether that's a book, a Kindle, an iPad with content, and headphones. I mean, I think having something is always a good thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, so on a similar vein, but just my AirPods, because I can just listen to anything. I can plug them in and I can either listen to the plane entertainment if they've got Bluetooth, or I can watch something on my phone or whatever, or listen to air traffic control on my phone, which is what I generally tend to do. But yeah.
And if you're on United, you have to wear those or they're going to kick you off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nowadays.
That's right. Yeah, probably the same. Like my noise cancelling headphones. I love to listen to podcasts because they put me asleep when you have a long haul flight. It has nothing to do with the quality of the podcast that I listen to, but it's just like a must have nowadays.
It's kind of
So,
like
yeah.
a white noise almost. Got to
Yeah.
have something going on. Yeah.
And if you're falling asleep right now, wake up!
So maybe on that note, like if you guys are on a flight, is there a better chance? Let's say there is a screen involved. Is there a chance that you've got the flight map on, or are you watching TV, and are you a podcast guy or a music guy? What if we find you? What's a good chance that you're listening to? What would that be?
I always have the flight net open. Like even like just got off the longest flight on Earth from Singapore to New York, and
And got on a train.
and then I got on a train for 18 hours as well. So
So an
because I love to
18-hour
suffer.
flight and an 18-hour train ride, which was longer?
Oh, the Amtrak. The Amtrak. I watched that Amtrak review of Jeb Brooks before, and he said it was fantastic and it was great. And I think I changed my mind about you. No, but like generally, like in-flight map is just so cool because you want to know where you are, especially when you are. And then I listen to my podcast, and I don't have the attention span, I guess, to watch a movie on the. It just doesn't work for me.
If I'm watching a movie, there's a better chance it's for the guy that's caddy corner, correct? Watching that movie, not the one that's right in your screen.
Yeah.
True.
That's where I get recommendations. Yeah. Oh, this guy. This looks pretty cool. And then you
Even
tap on
better
the
if they
shoulder.
have the
Yeah. What are you watching?
subtitles on and you can just watch somebody else's screen.
Yeah.
I don't watch my own stuff. I don't watch any screen on the plane. I'll have the flight map on again, but I never watch anything. And I feel like I should sometimes because there's so much good movies on a lot of airlines.
I believe that's raw dogging. So you're saying you raw dog?
Yeah,
I do. I literally don't
The
watch a thing.
aviation,
I'm not-
yeah.
So
Raw dogging.
nothing in the ears. Nothing in the ears.
I might open up and watch YouTube on my phone.
I think with the raw dogging, you're not allowed to use the lavatory and drink water as well. Like there's different levels, right? You can only watch the flight net for 18 hours. Do not go to the loo and don't drink any water. This is the next level stuff I heard. They take it to.
By the way, on this whole subject of raw dogging, have you seen there is now a raw dogging simulator that you can get in virtual reality? And the aim is you get on the plane with your headset on and you've literally got to sit in your seat and watch a flight map from New York to Dubai for 18 hours or whatever it is. Yeah, it's a thing.
Why?
Why?
Why? Exactly.
I'm wondering.
No. Why do you know about this? How did you find out?
I don't know whether it was Swiss 001. It wasn't Swiss 001. I saw some guy review it, and I was like, "That's crazy!" And literally, you just have to sit, and the video game is you sitting at your seat watching the flight map.
So there's no
18
control
hours.
input on this game
No,
at all.
And if you get up and if you move with your headset on and get up and walk about, then you lose the game. So you've gotta-
That's a great flight, like a great video idea. The three of us.
I have a meeting. I can't make it.
Let's see who lasts the longest.
I will lose. I'm out. I'm out.
And how much do you have to pay for something like this? You
I've not
know.
looked into this. I've looked into
by hours. They charge by hour. Yeah.
So one of those restaurants where you're eating the biggest meal. If you can make it the longest amount of hours sitting there doing nothing, doing the putty on Seinfeld and raw dogging. Yeah, come on. So you're saying I just want to make sure I've got the visual right when you're on a plane. So you're just sitting there.
I just sit there and I will look at what if somebody else is watching a film and I like the look of it. I'll watch that
Gotcha.
just with the subtitles.
Is your screen off?
No, we'll just have the flight map on.
Okay, gotcha. At least got the flight. I was getting a little concerned here for a second, just making sure. Yeah.
Unless I'm trying to sleep, in which case it goes.
But
Sure,
I wanted to add before the 18-hour flight, I was on a 29-hour flight from Buenos Aires to Shanghai with one
That's
stop in Auckland.
rough.
That's the new longest flight, right? You got
Yeah.
off in Auckland for an hour, literally just to go through security checks, and then you get back on the plane. So 29 hours of.
Shout out to you. You look incredible right now for what you've just gone through in the last
I love to
explained
suffer,
36
that's why.
hours. Yeah. Yeah. Behind the face, you're dead. You're dead, right?
Dying inside. I'm here, like.
I don't know how you're still standing. I definitely would not. Be.
Somebody has to do it. If I don't do it, he does it. So like Noel is the master. We love to suffer, don't we, Noel? Sometimes we even love to.
I'm too old for it now.
Yeah. Same.
All right. So, next question. Is there any airline or aircraft you have not flown and will not fly, and why? And if not applicable, what airline/airplane would you not take again?
I don't think there's any plane I don't want to fly as an F geek. I don't know. That's a very very interesting question.
Take that like bad experience. You can take that in a direction as a bad experience, though, too.
Or I think Air Peace would be up there. That was
Peace?
Peace was it's not
I
very
feel like
peaceful.
that sounds familiar, and I'm like, I know this is a bad experience.
Yeah, but there's no peace involved in all this. That was quite interesting. But I still want to really fly the Airbus A300. I think that's the last one that's still
yeah.
missing. And the 717, which I do next week. But Airbus A300, but it's only active in Iran right now. And it's a bad time to fly there at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a tough one right now.
For me, I would say as well, I would fly on any plane once. I would at least like to try them all. I'm missing so many Soviet types that I really want to fly on. A lot of them are only in North Korea, which again makes it really difficult to fly.
Oh, for sure.
In terms of airlines that I would not want to fly again, I just got off a flight the other week with Biman Bangladesh, and they were dreadful. I've never been on a plane like it. Hole in the wall at the side of the seat. The leg room was non-existent. I wish I'd have had Jeb's tape measure so I could actually measure it, because I'm sure it was illegal.
Not even
how
an
much
inch.
Space. Yeah. I did it with my phone, and it reckoned 25 inches from the seat to the seat, and I was like, I was literally sat with my knees up in front of me because I got a guy at the side of me as well. I couldn't even stretch out. I was like, yeah, it was 2 hours, but it felt
Yeah, that was going to be my next
6.
question is how long was it?
2 hours, but it felt like 6.
2 hours too long.
Horrendous, yeah.
I cede the question to these gentlemen. They are far more adventurous than I. I would certainly fly anybody anywhere that I want to go. I think that's like it's got to be someplace I want to see. But there's nothing I wouldn't try.
When are you going to Nigeria? Then fly Air Peace. I'm waiting for that video. That would be an experience. I would love to. I pay for it.
I'm not going to say challenge accepted because Suzanne's not here, but I'm not going to say no.
Consider it.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch these videos. All right. So this is kind of a big ask, but what is your most memorable aviation experience?
This can be taken 1,000 directions, wherever
Yeah.
you want to go, whatever comes to mind first.
It's difficult because I think we've been on so many amazing flights. Probably the
Yeah.
one personally for me.
What a bummer. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have so many good experiences to choose from.
Probably next. What's your favorite airline? Is the next question. The most difficult then you can ask. I think it was 2021 when I organized Afghanistan's first female flight. I think that was a
Yeah.
very special experience because we were also able to save their lives because of that video. Because Kabul fell a couple of months later. I think that was a very special one because it's very hard or difficult to organize something like this, and I think that was a very special one. From all the amazing flights I took, if I needed to pick one, I think this one is very fondly remembered by me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm curious to hear your guys' answers.
For me, it was probably Pakistan, and I went to Skardu, which is a tiny airport right up in the mountains in the Himalayas of Pakistan. And I flew PIA up there. I was a bit nervous about it, but I didn't need to be. It was the most incredible flight. Landing up there, it's an airport so high up, and they can't just descend in because the mountains around it are so high.
Yeah.
So you have to spiral down into it. It's just immense.
wow.
And then I happened to, sorry, we're getting
We hearing that? We all hearing that?
Yeah.
We all hearing that?
I saw them parked when we landed. There, a couple
Yeah, I was like, that's not a commercial
15,
jet.
Yeah, I was like, we all.
Perfect. This is perfect right now.
Yeah.
It's perfect av geekery.
So yeah, we land into Skardu, and so we land in spiraling around the mountains. And as I'm heading back out to the plane again, the pilot spots me taking a photo of the plane. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm either going to get into trouble here for taking a photo of a plane, or they're going to love it. And I stepped on the plane, and he put his head out of the flight deck, and he said, "You must be an aviation fan." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you've just flown here and are going straight back on the same plane." And I said, "Yeah, kind of." And he said, "Would you like to ride in the flight deck on the way back to Islamabad?" And I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Right, wait." He's like, "Wait until security have closed the doors, and then it's just us," he says, "and then come and sit up at the front." And I got to fly the entire flight back down, and you're taking off. And because you're in the mountains, all the terrain warning systems are going off. Terrain, pull up. And I'm just watching them just like manhandle this plane around the mountains from the front seat. It was phenomenal.
And I assume you got to have some
Most.
sort of special training or certificate in order to navigate those mountains.
Exactly, yeah, they have to be. I mean, the guy that was flying me was the chief training pilot for PIA. So he's in charge of all of the training across the airline. So yeah, they're pretty senior guys up there.
Wow.
And just chatting to them on the plane as well, because it was after the whole, they had a crash in Islamabad and they got banned from a ton of countries. So he was talking to me a lot about that and how that felt inside the airline and how they were working to get all the pilots everything they needed to have and get everything back up to standard again. And it was just such a lovely flight to have that chat with somebody who was like so passionate about what he was doing as well. It was just incredible for me.
That's amazing. Those are some incredible memories, and I just have to go sentimental and nostalgic with it and say my very first flight, which was, in the early 90s from Greensboro, North Carolina, where I was born, up to Washington, D.C. in a Shorts 360,
Wow.
which is a great old
That's a throwback.
bucket of a plane. But that's where my love for this stuff launched, and I think every flight, every amazing memory stems from that. So my answer, without a doubt, is that first flight.
Yeah. And I'd have to say the same for myself as my first flight. So.
Yeah, I mean, we all, love that. Yeah, something that started you there. But I was kind of going to take this a weird direction, saying, if you weren't involved in aviation, say you had to have a job, right? Maybe what would you find yourself doing if you weren't YouTubing full time? Any idea what you think you might be doing?
I have thought about this, and the way I've thought about it is I've had the chance on a number of occasions, as we all have, to do interesting stuff behind the scenes at airlines, and I'll be interviewing somebody, or airports, or wherever, and I'll be interviewing somebody, and they're telling me about their job. I'm like, I want this job. Oh my gosh, this is the coolest job. Airport ops, or like air traffic control, like whatever it is. It's like, this is so cool. Because as much as I love the airplanes, I think I love the sort of business operation and airport side of things even more. And but then I always come back to, I have the best job on planet Earth. Like, this is unbelievable.
Luckily, this is a hypothetical question for you guys.
Right.
So yeah.
So I've got a punt on the question.
Yeah, no, you're good.
For me, I don't know. I mean, I would like to think I wouldn't still be doing what I was doing for 20 years before, which is I worked in IT. And I'd worked myself up in IT to quite a senior position. So moving to a full-time YouTube job at the age of 40 for me was just like leaping into the unknown, genuinely. There was a time when I would have said I'd just go contracting and do IT work again. But honestly, I think I've been so lucky, as we all have, to be able to do this as a job and open up other opportunities. And it's allowed me to take my flying. I fly small planes. I've got my PPL. And it's allowed me to take that much further. I've managed to get my instrument rating. I'm almost a commercial pilot now. I've got my check ride in a couple of weeks. And I'd like to say that if anything ever happened to YouTube, I'd like to get a job and be a pilot and just fly private jets. I don't want to fly for an airline, but I'd like to fly for private jets. That's always been my thing.
I love how these answers are all still in the aviation industry.
Yeah.
And that was also just a direction of the question as well, as we can go to you here, Josh, is like, what were you doing when this did become full-time? Is like, or did you have a moment when you realized I can do this full-time?
Well, I worked in aviation before, so I did like branding and marketing for an airline in China. And then before this, I did all kinds of jobs. Like when I was a student, I was at McDonald's. That was a lot of fun, right?
One more time, you worked at McDonald's. Can we just, that's great, right? That's great.
I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. That makes the story so much better, because sometimes even if you're at McDonald's nowadays and you think like you all have these dreams while you flip burgers, everything is possible, right? This is what I love about YouTube. It gives you the opportunity to create like a show for yourself, to share your passion, and you don't need to go to any fancy universities, or like, it's all done by passion, right? And that's what I always say. Back in the days, I was so embarrassed when somebody asked me, what do you do? Oh, I flip burgers at McDonald's when I'm not at uni. And now I think this is such an important part of who I am today, because I had those dreams back then, and here I am. So everyone has the chance to do what they really love. And if, I don't know, like, life happens real quick, right? Sometimes you pick up a camera, you do a vlog, you put it on YouTube, and then people start subscribing and they think it's amazing. And then you think like, whoa, this is the opportunity right here, right there. And as like Jeb just said, or people ask me, why don't you become a pilot? Well, why just limit yourself to being a pilot? And we want the whole cake, right? Yeah. We are at inaugural flights. We get invited to flight decks in Skardu somewhere. We are at an AvCon. We are at the maintenance bases. We get the whole pie. And I think as an Av geek, you can't ask for a better job. And the opportunities. We go to air shows. People come up to us and they thank us for the content that we create. We build new, like we inspire younger generations to become pilots, to become YouTubers. Yeah, I was just talking to Noel's son, like Sam, and like how he is inspired by us, and that inspires him to start his own career. And I think this is the most incredible thing about what we do. And when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a Top Gun. I don't know why.
I think we all did secretly.
And I think that would be pretty cool. But I think everything happens for a reason. And I'm glad that one day I found a GoPro camera and I started recording myself talking nonsense on airplanes, and here we are, right?
I was going to say, I kind of want to take that a direction, and that I think it's fair to say we all kind of at least for you three who have substantial followings, to say the least. Was there a time when you all started it probably just for fun, you started recording stuff, putting it on the internet. Was there a time when you realized you might have something here, when people are starting to catch on? Was there maybe a video where it started for you, like a moment where you're like, this is kind of big. I might be kind of a big deal. Sorry about it. You know, was there maybe? Do you guys have a video that comes to mind, or was there a moment when you found out this might be a thing?
I think the story of us is very similar because we all kind of started around the same time, and we're all at the same kind of numbers of subscribers that we have right now, which means we gradually grew. We weren't any overnight sensations, and I think this is the secret to success, that we grew gradually, and it wasn't that one video that blew up and then we are known for this very one flight. Of course, everyone has their incidents and accidents and great videos and videos that might got a little bit more attention, but most of the people know us for so many reasons. You know, it's not always that people come up, I know you because of this and that, whatever. It's just like, like you walk through Pakistan or through somewhere, and people say, I remember your Skardu video. And then there's a guy who comes from Bangladesh and he says, Josh, I remember your Biman Bangladesh video from 2018. So I think this is what it is.
That's incredible, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this is the cool thing, and I think that is we are kind of all grew at the same pace, and I think it keeps you level-headed as well. It keeps you grounded. Literally not, but like, but it is. I think I don't know how you guys see it, but I would love to hear your.
No, I think that's very well said, Josh. I think I think for a lot of folks who watch our videos, maybe not realizing that we're just like three guys, like we're just normal people, and YouTube or whatever the platform is can kind of mess with people's perception of that, but we all obviously love transportation, aviation. Like you cannot do this for years unless you have a deep passion not only for the topic, but also all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, the filming, the editing. I often say, I'll probably say this tomorrow, I bet, if I remember, which I probably will. Remember in school when you did like math homework and they said, show your work?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can't show our work. You don't get to see the stuff that, like that takes away from the experience. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think it's yes, it's been a slow growth and steady growth and years of work, a passion. That's all true. But it's amazing. It's amazing that we're so fortunate.
Especially in an industry where obviously we all love what we do, but in an industry that has a lot of bad luck that comes with it, a lot of frustration that comes with it, right? Just because you love what you do doesn't mean that plan's going to go to hell that day. Also, given multitude of things, and to still enjoy what you do.
That's part of the joy of it, is then it's all gone wrong. My flight's been cancelled. Okay, well, how are we going to get out of this mess?
This is great.
Before it was, how am I going to fix this computer? Now it's like, how am I going to get home? And it's great because you get to film it and you get to show your thought process and you get to show you being human. Mm-hmm. They're the bits I like. And you were saying about not showing you behind the camera, and that is very, very true. But I think sometimes when things go wrong, showing people how you get out of that mess proves that you're just like everybody else. You're just a guy trying to take a flight home, and it's all going wrong.
Like we did in Zimbabwe, right? We traveled all the way to Zimbabwe, Noel and I, because we wanted to fly the 737-200. But the last one in Africa, I think, and the last dedicated passenger one, and then we got a message and saying your plane or your flight has been changed, and now you're on what was it, an Embraer?
Embraer 140.
Oh,
and then we were sitting there in the Rainbow Hotel. I still remember
Rainbow
it.
Hotel. We were literally checking in, weren't we? And our phones both dinged, and we both showed it to each other. And we're like, oh,
aircraft swap at that time. Oh,
yeah,
all the way in Zimbabwe, and then we sat in the hotel and we ordered the biggest steak that they had on the menu, and we said like, okay, let's see, maybe we
can make gold out of this.
So we make a story how we failed, but how we still enjoyed a very moment, and I think this is what it was. A great video. We had so much fun sitting next to the loo in the back of the plane, and it was fantastic.
That was kind of going to go along those lines. Is like, not that you have to find a specific here, but this is more of a comment along those lines, saying how many times I'm sure you've had videos where you had a plan in place, and all of a sudden that plan changes for a multitude of reasons, and then all of a sudden that becomes the plan, and hey, maybe that worked out for the better in a weird way. No?
It happens a lot. Yeah. That does happen. It happens a lot for me. Because I think then you can still make a story around it. Like I went to Zimbabwe again to try and fly on the same plane.
Shout out Zimbabwe for a second time.
Letdown.
Yeah, right.
I got there and I was in Victoria Falls, And there was a big, like, heads of government meeting or something going on. They'd got all security at the hotels. I never even thought twice about this. And then I get to the airport and I said, oh, yeah, right, I'm here to fly. I'm going to fly on the 737-200 again. And
Take two.
and they're like, yeah, the president's using it today for this big meeting over
Oh, gee.
and I'm like, oh, no.
And you know what he said in the video? Oh, I don't mind because I've been on many, unlike Josh, because he's been on the 737-200, and this fired me up so much. I booked my flight. I went to
about it,
Tanzania
talk
this
about it.
time, and guess what?
Get it
Who
off your
got the
chest.
737-200? I did, and you did not.
I got a video. I got a video
Revenge.
saying the president
A
took my
revenge
plane.
flight.
Revenge flight, no, but it's just like we love each other. We mean off camera we are best friends as well, and like so we make fun of each other. But I remember that, and I put it in the video. How he said, yeah, you've been, because he was in Canada flying on those combis, 737-200s, and he had to mention that I never was on one. But then I went, and there was a happy ending, and I think that was good content.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
But you still get the content. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
If it all goes wrong, you still get an amazing video out of it.
And maybe even a better story.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And you thought of me when you were so sad and alone and in the wrong plane. You thought of Josh,
Did you get one steak or two steaks at the Rainbow Hotel?
Oh, five,
Important.
I guess. Five. We had a chef even in front of us cooking, and it was like the
Wow.
most romantic
Those
experience
situations
I
where you
had.
get a T-shirt, perhaps by eating that much meat, get a T-shirt.
We were the only people in the hotel, and they'd got this like restaurant where they cook the steak in front of you. So we were the only people there, and then this guy just came and just put his chef's hat on and started making a steak for us. And we were looking at each other like, "This is."
Well, we were crying that we didn't get the 737, and we had that chef in front of us.
That is a view to be seen right there. Like,
And it had to happen at the Rainbow Hotel. I don't know why. I don't know why.
And this is when we let you know that today's podcast is sponsored by the Rainbow Hotel.
It was that, but those are the moments that you remember fondly and that make great stories. And like, if you're stuck in Zimbabwe at the Rainbow Hotel, there's always like at least a chef that makes you happy, or a big
Yeah.
steak. And you always have to find the good in everything. And I think
Absolutely.
Jeb is the master in this. He does that always. I admire you for that.
Life is pretty incredible.
That is true.
yeah. And I don't mean to brag here, but the first plane I flew was the 737-200. So
Okay, I'm out. Bye.
And how'd you get here? What kind of airplane?
717.
Bye.
Hold on, we haven't done touch and goes yet. Wait.
Okay, Jeb, do you want to tell me how you flew on an Airbus A300 a couple of years ago?
I did. I chartered it. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeb and I have the benefit we're much older than Josh, so we had our entire lives to fly on these old planes. These young kids are just catching up.
So that actually kind of leads me into one of my next question was going to be, traveling can be hectic and a nightmare, as we all know. And when things are going completely wrong, but you three are always smiling and you always hold such an infectious, positive attitude, even in the midst of all chaos. So what do you do or say to yourself to maintain the positive energy in those times?
I think we just
Which kind of goes...
spoken about
yeah,
it,
that
like
was
kind of like
yeah.
content is, if things go well, you think like, damn, boring video. What is this? Like, what did I learn from this personally, and what am I going to share? I mean, it's great to share when things go well, but I think the challenge, because it's unscripted, I don't know, you guys are unscripted, and you just go there in the morning and you don't know what's happened, you know, what obstacles they are, and I think that is the story that is, I love when things go wrong. That's always cool because it gives me a challenge. You navigate around it. Most of the time you come out on top and it's going to be all great. And I think this is how I look at it.
Yeah, it's a great mindset.
Yeah.
I think very similar for me. I mean, I've got just a few weeks ago, I'll give you an example. This last trip I was on, I flew Indigo Airlines to India from Amsterdam. And I'd planned it like a few days ahead. I'd originally planned to go on Aeroflot and fly on them, and then I kind of had second thoughts. I thought, this is a bit dodgy. I don't really want to be doing that. So I ended up flying Indigo because their routes at the moment are taking such crazy roundabout trips around the Middle East. Anyway, the night before I was due to get on the plane, I went to check in online, and they'd given away my window seat to somebody else. And I was absolutely, at this point, I'd been traveling for about a week. I was exhausted, and it felt like the end of the world. It's like, I might as well just not bother with this. And I had that brief moment, and I thought, hang on a minute, we'll make something out of this. we go to the airport, we film me talking to them and being really nice, saying like, please, can you, anything you can do? And then they say no, and then you've got an extra element to the whole story. And that becomes the biggest part of the story. And I feel that video, without that element of drama at the beginning, would probably have not been anywhere near as good as it had been had it all just gone wrong. And it didn't go wrong in the end. And once again, it proved that things always work out for the best. And that's
right. And sometimes that's a hard thing to think about in the midst of everything going on. You're like, it's hard to tell yourself, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be fine. You have that moment, like you said, where you're just like, I'm not even going to videotape this. I'm not going to do anything. This sucks, And then you kind of have to take that breather and remember, like, okay, like, this is going to work out,
Yes. And it always does. But it's something you don't always remember that. And when you're up at 11 o'clock at night, it literally felt like the end of the world. It sounds pathetic, me talking about a window seat like it was the end of the world. But genuinely,
Noel, come
in
on.
that moment, it felt like
for flight reviewer, you need that window seat. It is, you need that engine view.
And I'm like going, there's no point in me taking the flight anymore. And like, how stupid is that? It's a ridiculous thought, but it all works out for the best. And in the end, the window seat I had booked, the person didn't show up for the flight, so I ended up moving over there anyway. So there was no point in me worrying about the whole thing.
Story short here.
Yeah.
As Mark Twain once said, I've had a lot of worries in my life, and some of them actually happened.
Right.
It's so true. I mean, your question about how do we maintain a positive attitude, it's like, it goes back, like, how is this real life? Is this, like, this is our job? How could we not be, and this is, I'm with you, like, when you're exhausted and tired and all, like, that definitely happens. But overall, this is pretty phenomenal.
I was going to say, actually, I think you need to be asking us that who work full. No, I'm just kidding. Ask me how I maintain a positive attitude while working in trucking and logistics. I think that question was for me, actually, now that you mention it.
Yeah, so next question is going to step into Lou review territory a little bit. Yeah, here we go.
You got this.
I think...
Say Lou review.
Me? Lou review?
And now have the applause button, please.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I see where you're getting at. I think you all three will have a great opinion on this. Is it okay to be barefoot or in socks while walking around the cabin or lavatory?
No.
No way.
Look, a friend of mine who I think probably does not watch this podcast, so I can say this, recently told me that he does this. He's no longer my friend.
How about
do
slippers? Slippers okay, but sometimes they're very thin.
yeah.
Sometimes they're very
Depends if
thin.
they have that rubber bottom,
Yeah.
As long as you don't take them with you, yes.
Yeah.
But skin to floor, this is what we're talking
Yeah.
about here.
Awful. No way.
Or-
Josh is staying very quiet on this, I noticed.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
I know.
great point.
Are you wrong? Are you wrong?
I've seen a lot of Lous where sometimes even wearing shoes is not enough.
Fair point.
Yeah, so, but this is, I think, also once again the beauty of, this is why we do Lou reviews, right? Or you do, like, but who started it? Like, people always
you
say, like, I
started
think
it,
you're the
and then
king.
everybody-
Who's the original founder? Like, this is, what was
you
first, the
started
chicken or the
it.
egg? But people don't know.
Yeah, you started it, I copied it, and then everybody...
I think it was the other way around.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't say Lou, because it's a very
true.
British thing,
Yeah,
right?
It's British. Yeah.
This
Well,
is
people-
beautiful. As you're sharing the birth of this wonderful thing we all enjoy, this is wonderful.
People always say, yuck, stop with the Lou reviews.
I say that to
Or
them.
they,
And that's why mine has a little funny jingle on the beginning, because one guy emailed in and said to me, you should stop doing these, it's ridiculous, it takes away from the experience of the whole video, it looks childish. So I made an entire animation and made it the main part of every video. And,
I love
and here we
that.
are
I love
5
that.
years later. And
Do
it's
it in
still,
spite of this guy.
I mean, like this? Yeah.
But, sometimes you sit on a very long flight and you've covered everything, you've reviewed, and then you sit there and you, what else? What next? Let's just go to the loo and review it. And, like,
And the loo is
it's-
part of the experience too.
Yeah, it's
you know?
another a minute of footage, and it adds to the video. And like, to all of those that say that hate Lou reviews, you want to do them, and then people say my Lou reviews suck and Noel's are better, and I want to prove myself it's not, and then it's still not good enough, and I retired them officially on the last DC-8 flight, where I was in Greensboro, where Jeb is from, like the DC-8. Like it's a combi, right? Like it has a passenger section, and it was flying for Samaritan Purse, great organization, and they retired that, and I happened to be invited for that last flight, and then I go on that Lou, and I think that plane is like 65 years old or something like that, and that Lou was so old school, it was so cool that I said, this is it, I retired the Lou reviews, and
At the pinnacle now.
I think I peaked right there, and I think Noel, what what was your best loo in all those years?
My best loo, it's got to be on Emirates. I always say it's got the shower in it as well. You can take a shower on a plane.
100%,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
And what was the worst?
Oh, probably anything on an Antonov, because they're like a little prison loo. It's like all metal. Everything is metal. It's like one
wow.
unit. It's the whole thing. It's horrendous. Yeah, not very cool at all. But I have to say the loo review side of things, for me, they're as much about just getting a bit of private space to just be able to say what I want and say, hang on a minute, this flight's not very good. This has gone wrong and that's gone wrong, because you've not got anybody listening to you. So that was kind of how I started doing them, because it was like, yeah, I can go in the loo and actually just talk crap.
It's the
about
honest
everything.
room, right? It's the honest room.
Actually,
Yeah,
I really
where
like
you
that. I
can,
hadn't thought of that angle at all. The
like
loo
a-
review is not even about the loo at all.
It's like on Big Brother where they go into the diary room. It's like the diary room of the
yeah.
plane.
Sometimes I had like very long rants inside the
Yes.
loo, and I was like, "Oh, this passenger next to me, or the cabin crew is like,
Right.
you know," and you let it all out, literally, right? Inside that
Walking
room.
by the bathroom and just hear you ranting.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
raving,
probably.
Like,
They're like,
what is
yeah.
going on in there?
And they're like, they probably hear it. But, Jab, what is your favorite loo?
Favorite, probably the Residence, Etihad's Residence, and then I know you want to know the worst, and that was I was on a Basler, which is a modified DC-3 in Antarctica, and it was a bucket.
Oh, right. Okay, the viewers want to know, what was it like to use the bucket?
Talk about the bucket.
And if you didn't, make it up.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I need to describe it. I think that every viewer can just imagine it for themselves, and it was just like that.
Was it an empty bucket, or was there maybe some liquid in there
At
that...
the start, it was empty.
All right, okay.
Oh my gosh, like a curtain? Like it's a oh my gosh.
Oh, dear.
Right? Yeah, is there any...
That's cool. I want to actually fly on that plane now, just to see that bucket.
Well, just know that I was there first.
If I see something inside the bucket, this is yours.
just automatically assume.
Sent
So-
you a photo.
We are going to heavily switch gears to what is one thing you would not eat or drink on a plane?
Salad.
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 As
Especially if you're
in
on
not eating salad?
not eating. If you're on an airline in Asia, in India, or Bangladesh, or anywhere like that, never eat the salad.
Throwback to your Air India food
Yes.
poisoning moment.
Yes. Or chicken that comes on a metal tray.
I will not eat chicken on planes. That's one of my things.
No.
I won't do it.
On my Air India flight, I mean, in hindsight, it was a stupid idea, but they literally brought around a metal tray, you know, like what you get an oven-ready meal in, and
yeah.
They brought it round with just like lukewarm chicken on it. I was like, yeah, I'll have some of that. Like 10 hours into it.
Sorry, this one's on you.
15-hour
Yeah, this
flight.
one's on you.
It is, yeah, it absolutely is. And I got home, and then that was it, yeah. So, yeah. So salad and chicken out of a questionable tray.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I usually don't finish my greens sometimes. I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know, there's something. But yeah, if it's too spicy, you know, sometimes. Oh, I had a goat soup, like pepper goat soup on Air Peace, that Nigerian airline, and it was so
Soup on Air Peace?
Yeah, it was like actual soup. Like it was cool, but it was so spicy. It was so spicy, and I remember it was very, very tough. But I love when airlines have local options. You know, that's pretty cool. But
It's part of the experience.
that's
yeah.
amazing. I love that. You know, the fold at Air Peace, and it's great. And then the cabin crew had no sympathy for me. I was like, it's so spicy, and she took you are weak. She was probably thinking that, you weak white man. And I was just like, okay, I was not ready for the local experience. But I love airlines of the world. If someone is listening, I love always have a local option. So I never had fish and chips on British Airways. Why is that?
Virgin do a lovely pie and chips.
Or Jeb, you probably had some great burgers on United and stuff.
Give me a burger any day. I'll try anything. I'll
I was
eat
gonna
it.
say, because you've done a video on the smash burger, is that right? Is that Delta, right?
We have beaten that horse. So we did a dedicated video to the Delta Shake Shack burger when that came out.
Sorry, my bad.
And then most recently we compared all three major U.S. airlines with their burgers.
That's the most recent video, if not.
It's not. It's been a couple of months now.
Who was the winner?
Delta.
Oh, right, cool.
But United didn't cater it, so I still haven't tried that one.
do they reach out to you then, and United apologized that they didn't want to be part of your burger video?
Adama behind the scenes here loves United. Just shout out real quick.
Oh yeah.
But Jeb,
Favorite airline.
am I allowed to ask questions as well?
Absolutely.
My man hit it.
Jeb, like when you do your videos, do the airlines sometimes reach out and say, "Hey, Jeb, why did you rate our burger poorly, or they
No.
sent you one home, or something like that?"
No, the only time I've heard from an airline, I think this is true. This is where I don't have a very good memory. Like as soon as I've done something, it's out of my
Yeah,
mind.
same. Yeah.
But the only time I did this thing called hub hopping, where I try to go to every airline hub in a day as quickly as I can, and I did it with United, and they left a comment. That's the only like contact I've ever had with it.
Never had.
Was what? Thanks for flying
This was-
United.
yeah, this is something like that. Like, this was fun. Glad you made it.
Yeah.
You never CEO of Delta like calling you and say, "Jeb, I love your content and thanks for being our ambassador for all those years."
100 years ago,
100 years ago.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was like the Wright brothers were there.
All right. Okay.
Jeb, you look great, by the way.
Thank you. No, early on in my YouTubing experience, I reached out to the CEO of Delta, and
the video,
I
right?
did it. I interviewed him, and I went to his office just like about a mile that way, and sat down. I said, "Well, what are we doing here?" I said, "Well, I make videos about airplanes on the internet on YouTube." I said, "Oh, okay, so that's interesting. Tell me more." No, like I make videos. And there are a handful of people who do this, and we like share this, and a lot of people like it. It's like, wow, that's pretty interesting. That's free marketing. That's really good. And I was like, it's better than free marketing, Ed. I'm paying you. I'm buying the ticket. And he's like, this is really amazing. And so he proceeded to talk to me for, I don't know, about an hour. And it was, yeah, so that was the
You guys are best friends ever since?
I think he's long since forgotten.
He's like a patron of yours, like.
He's a little too focused on his celebrity status. I think now.
Did you give him some feedback on off the camera and say, "Hey, now the camera's off, we can do real talk"?
No, on camera. So at that time, it was before I'd really transitioned to full time. So I was really traveling for business, and I was in one of their top tier flyers, the Diamonds, and so I was in touch with a lot of other Diamonds, and they had some specific feedback about the way the programs worked back then, and so he took it, he heard it, and I wouldn't say it changed his strategy, but he was very
change
engaged.
it? Did he introduce some changes then after you?
No, he
Listen, that's something.
I think we got to remember that they're not really after the flyers, they're after the shareholders. That's.
Since that was like early on, did you just genuinely ask for an interview, or how did that come about that you were
sent
able
him
to?
an email.
And they just kind of, and it just luck of the draw kind of thing. You happen to get
No
in.
joke. I was flying Atlanta to Las Vegas again for work, and I was reading some book about the airline industry, and like we do, and I was like, I wonder if he would do. And so I sent an email. I found his email address.
Why not ask, right? Why not ask?
Yeah, and he wrote back that night, and it was like sent from my iPad. And he was like, "This sounds great."
As he sits in Atlanta traffic responding to emails, yeah.
He was probably in bed. Yeah, he was like scrolling his email, and he was like there hugging his Delta pillow, and it's like, oh, that guy sounds nice. Let's respond.
This is different. I'll do this. But it's just a reminder that to everybody out there, like everybody's just a person. I mean, so it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Can I just say as well, since you've done that, that's had such a big impact, not only for Delta, I think, but also for us in this aviation space, because they've reached out to me, they reach out to a lot of creators now as a result of your initial interview. And we do like behind the scenes stuff over at Delta Tech Ops. We get to go and see the cabin crew and stuff, and that relationship and everything probably just forged from that one conversation with the right guy. And it's done wonders for them and their marketing, and also for the creators as well.
I have criticisms for all three major U.S. airlines, and I have positive things to say about all three major U.S. airlines. And what I will say Delta does better than most is marketing and telling their story. I think they get
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. We don't get anything like that from United, or not that we'd ask for it, but like Delta are the ones that constantly reach out. We're having this charity event, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's just great. They've really embraced that whole kind of online marketing thing.
Remember, the sponsor's the Rainbow Hotel.
That's right.
Not Delta.
I was going to say, it sounds like a sponsored ad. Yeah.
So listen, we could legitimately do this all day with you guys, like legitimately all day. We are in a hotel lobby, just for some background on the BTS there. But we're
We
gonna
even have an audience here, people watching it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
public
go
one.
ahead and try to wrap things up here. Now we're gonna do touch and goes. Now the kind of again to pull the curtain back a little bit. We found out that we were gonna do it with you three guys at one time. So I'm kind of I think I might just go down the line. I'm gonna ask a question. It's gonna be whatever comes to mind. It doesn't have to be any certain ideology.
fire.
Just whatever happens. Rapid fire questions. Whatever comes to mind first, just answer. It doesn't have to be any sort of reasoning or anything behind it. But we're gonna go right to left this time. So Josh, you ready? And then we're going to go online. So we'll go one by one. Oh, quick picture time. Boom.
Sorry.
So, favorite color.
Say again?
Favorite color.
Royal blue.
Yeah, blue. You hate me for that. You said don't say blue,
United
but
blue.
it literally, yeah, United blue. There you go.
Green.
Fun. I did like your Cutter burgundy though. When I prefaced this question earlier, do you play an instrument?
No.
Do you play an instrument?
I'm learning to play the guitar, and I have been for about 10 years, and I still can't do any more than a few basic things.
Jeb,
so-
do you play an instrument?
No.
No. Perfect. Podcast or music? Just generally speaking.
Music.
Music.
Podcast.
Right answer. Because you're on a podcast right now.
So, full transparency. Have you ever full out sprinted in an airport?
Say again?
Sprinted. Have you just had a dead run in an airport, just running, legitimately running?
Oh, yes.
I figure it's a yes, but I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and it was a sight to see.
We'll go hotel or Airbnb.
Oh, hotel.
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 Love those.
Rainbow
answers.
Hotel.
Yeah, rainbow. Let's see. So Paige, resident Southwest fan here. Favorite Southwest livery that comes to mind?
Or I've only been on one Southwest. Well, the standard livery. I don't know.
That's an answer.
Texas one, of course.
Maryland one.
I flew that one.
In honor of my wife, who's Maryland.
You know, there's a very deep personal connection to Maryland one with Paige. A deep personal connection with Maryland. So it's funny that you say that. Like a very deep.
I'm very, very much fan of that answer. She was. So back in 2021, when I first started aviation photography, she was the very first special livery I ever photographed. And I booked a trip just to fly her last year, 12 hours before the flight. And yes, I cried.
Do you say pop or do you say soda?
Soda.
Soda.
This will reveal me as a North Carolinian. I say Coke.
Interesting. Third choice. Whoa.
Yeah.
Preferred in-flight snack, generally speaking.
Ooh, pretzels.
Street waffle on United.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Perfect.
I'm going to add on to that.
Go for it.
Favorite in-flight drink?
I'd say coffee. I can say gin and tonic, but then people think I drink a lot.
Bringing coffee on board or having the coffee brewed on the plane. This is huge.
I've once been told off for bringing a coffee on the flight on Qantas because they said, "Oh, our coffee is much better than what you brought on there."
Australians are very passionate.
Yeah,
about
exactly. So, and some airlines they make very good coffee. So, yeah.
They can. Favorite in-flight drink? No.
For me, I've got a weird one. Apple juice and ginger ale together.
You're right. That's a weird one. That's a weird one, but I like it.
It's like a sparkling wine, but it's non-alcoholic, and it's just great. And you can have it any time of the day or night. It's really nice.
Gin and tonic for me. No shame in my game.
Boom. Do you enjoy takeoffs or landings more?
Oh,
And that can be from in the plane or for us, photography reasons. But yeah, either way.
really on the edge. Well, it depends where you land and where you take off. But
That's the most AvGeek answer to that question.
The feeling, I'd say, a good crosswind landing.
Wow.
Ooh,
Great
yeah.
answer. Appreciate
You
that.
can look down the runway a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fair. Crab it.
Yeah.
See, it depends on the plane for me. If it's a really cool aircraft, I'd say takeoff, but most of the time it's not, so it's landing. And it's this is completely not what you asked for here, but
Gentlemen, the question was takeoff or landing. No, just kidding.
landing, yes, exactly. Or why not both? Why not have a go around and do both?
It's
There you
quick
go.
fire.
Go
Quick
around.
fire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go around. There you go.
like that.
Fair.
Jab comes like what? Emergency landing.
Takeoff.
Jeb, appreciate the answer.
Or a touch and go.
Or a touch and go.
Touch and go is the best answer, actually. Yeah. So I assume we're gonna all be consensus here. Aisle, middle, window.
Middle.
Boom.
Couldn't even keep a straight face for a split second on that.
If I film window, if I am off work, if I don't film aisle.
Absolutely the same. I am an av geek. I shouldn't say aisle seat, but an aisle is my preferred seat. And I'm
Interesting.
just gonna go
I'm
ahead and say
kind of glad to ask this now.
I
Jeff's
don't
getting
even have
hard.
words right now. Window,
Trust me, I don't either. Like,
window all day long. Oh, man.
this guy over here was just complaining about not getting a window seat not too long ago.
filming, I like the window, but it's always nice to get an aisle because I like to be able to get up and walk around. And also, I'm old and I need to get to the bathroom.
I agree with that. I do agree with
Can I
that
say
aspect.
the planes Jeb flies, they don't have aisle seats, okay?
They don't have. Clarify,
they don't
what is
have.
middle? What does middle mean?
You got people on each side of you.
Who are people?
Yeah, my bad.
Jeffs don't fly on this kind of planes.
So this one's a spoiler alert because I think it's going to be a pages poll tomorrow at AvCon. But by the time people hear this, it's not a spoiler alert. Favorite all-time aircraft can be present. Whatever comes to mind first. Favorite aircraft. Doesn't even have to be flying.
The Airbus A310.
Yes.
Love it.
Really?
Oh, I've done some incredibles. I chased that
In terms of
plane down.
personal experiences,
No, I just love to look at it. It's a bit chubby. It's a bit
Yeah.
different. It's so
Aesthetically
rare.
pleasing.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful plane, and I always
Is
had
it?
to go to the deep corners of the Hindu Kush in Afghanistan and Iran to fly the 310. That's why I just love it. It has something. It has character, and you look at 350s and Dreamliners. It's all the same. I love a
Sure.
good 310.
that's a great answer.
It's one I've never flown on, but I wish I could, and it's a TriStar. I absolutely love them. It's like the best part of the DC-10, but it looks cooler because of the whole blended rear engine and everything. I love it. Just wish I'd ever got the chance to fly on one.
Just real quick, my very
Back to
first
Josh.
flight, because you made fun of me that I wasn't on the 737-200. My very first flight when I was little was on a TriStar.
Finally.
Can I change
I'm
my
going to
answer?
drop the mic now.
727.
Thank you. Now, I think that's about all we had. I apologize, there's not more. But again, we want to thank you for your time. We really, really do want to thank you for your time. There is one final question I do have. Jeb, I would like for you to give a Jeb score for the podcast.
Do I have multiple categories? No. This has been great fun. This is 5 stars all day long. Thank you so much for having us on. This has been so much fun.
And again, you can catch us all at AvCon. Again, presently speaking, this is tomorrow, but by the time you hear it, it will have happened. But we want to thank you for the opportunity and inviting us down here. We already can't wait for next year, and tomorrow's not even happened. It's how excited we are for
Yeah,
it.
and thank Rachel as well, because my wife, she's organised all of this pretty much on her own for the whole
Shout
week.
out.
And yeah, big
Shout out.
to Rachel.
Shout out. Jeb, thank you.
You're welcome.
Noel, thank you. Josh, thank you.
all.
Again, appreciate you guys very much. And hey, we'll see you tonight, tomorrow, again. And we do one more thing here. Now, it's a team effort here, right?
Social media.
Oh, you can find us on. I think we all know where you guys are, but for people that might not know who you are, there's only a few of them. But where can they find you on your most well-known pages?
Oh, they just Google Josh Cahill and it will all come up. The YouTube,
Wow,
the stuff.
just Google
News
Josh
article.
Cahill.
Just Google before I sent you to one place. Just Google me. Make it like we all know how it works.
That's the famous term. Just Google me.
Just Google me. Like, don't bother. Like it's the easiest. Open that Google app. Just put in my name.
You know you're a big deal when you can just say, just Google me.
I forget which coach that was, but yeah, just Google me. You'll find out. Yeah, I believe that's Charles
It's just
Barkley.
the
Yeah.
easiest way. Before I make it complicated for you, maybe and there's nobody else called Josh Cahill, so you'd be okay.
Understood. Moving along. Yes.
YouTube mainly, Noel Philips.
Just
on
Google
YouTube.
Noel Philips.
Google Noel Philips. You'll find me.
Yeah. You know, honestly, that question applies to all of you. To be fair, if you pull up the exit row, because the reason I say that, you pull up the exit row, it will bring up protocol for the exit row. It won't necessarily bring up us. That's why I say
Right.
that. Jeb, where can we find you at?
Greenergrass.com.
There it is.
There you go.
Now there is
Be
one.
so humble, Jab.
There's one final thing we do. We want to put the fist in the middle right here, like a team effort. And on 3, we're gonna go exit row. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Exit row.